funny. Got it.
Got
Okay.
it.
Yeah, I'm actually having a very good day, very good week. As I told you, my numbers have been down in the hundreds to 120 being the top end, except for one day I told you I had one day it was up high, but that I think was a stress factor.
Okay.
Other than that, everything was just beautiful. All my numbers were beautiful. My weight didn't drop. I expected to drop some weight, and I didn't. So, but I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
You know, I've
Yeah,
dropped
don't
weight.
worry about it. You're already down a lot anyways. How
Yeah,
much have you lost?
I want to say about 12, 13 pounds at least.
That's good. No,
You
that's
know, maybe even 15.
okay.
You know, actually, it is probably closer to 15 to 18. So,
Oh, wow.
you know, and that's since August, though, right? I think it's August.
Yeah,
Something
it is.
like that. You know, so I'm happy with what I'm doing, but you know, again, it's because I got the support of some great people around me.
Thank you.
And I don't know if my buddy Jimmy is in, but he's another one that got me involved in this. So I always have to give a shout out to him when I talk about this group.
Oh, yeah. He's
You know,
not in. He's going, I think he's still out of town. And I
he's
have
in
several people
Arizona.
probably
Yeah,
out of town. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I know he was in Arizona last week. I didn't know if he was still there this week.
I think so.
Okay. Oh, God love him. He should enjoy his time too.
Right.
You know.
Yes. Hey, Dr. Phillip.
Hi,
Hi, doctor.
how you doing?
Okay, how are you? It's Bill McGrath, by the way.
I can see that. I can see that. We're dealing with the snow.
I heard
Yeah.
I
something.
know.
I'm gonna shut my mouth because it'll come and haunt us next week or something.
Yeah,
But
I had to go over the proverbial hill, which is Donner Pass, in order to get to Sacramento on Wednesday for a meeting. And it took me 3.5 hours going
oh,
and 3 hours coming back.
Oh, wow.
wow,
Yeah, all that for a 3-hour meeting.
wow. I've been there with those.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Well, I was talking to a friend of mine that was in Vegas,
mhm,
and they sent me a video from their hotel room in the snow and that was in Vegas. Like, wow.
just recently?
Yeah, a couple days ago.
Okay.
Yeah, and nothing stuck really, but it was bouncing off their window.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
you could see the snowflakes hitting the windows.
Interesting. Okay.
So, Dr. Phillip, we have a new member on. Her name's Lee. She works at the building where I work at.
Okay.
So she has had gastro bypass.
Okay.
She's diagnosed with arthritis in her back and in her knees. She's got
Okay.
a lot of inflammation on her left leg. Is that correct, Lee?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
so and right now she's not taking any vitamins. So she might have a few questions for you, especially with the pain levels that she has right now.
Sure. When was surgery?
About a year ago.
Okay. So I don't know if Jovi told you this, but at one point in my career, I was the medical director for Caesars Entertainment, and at that time we had a bariatric surgery program. So we would help people get them ready for surgery, and then we would help them through the surgical process. This would be all on the medical side, obviously not on the surgical side. So I have quite a bit of experience with it. So, and I know some of the nuances of what you went through and what you're going through.
Okay.
So, if you want to, you can start with your questions.
So I have sometimes when I first had the surgery, it was hard for me to keep food down because I always just do it up. And now after a year, it seemed like the weighting came back on and my legs just started to swell back. And I was wondering how would I maintain to try to keep the weight off because that's what the doctor had told me for the emergency doctor. She said I have to maintain this weight or else I'm gonna constantly always be in pain. So I was wondering what do I need to reset or go back to try to see if they need to retop my pouch up or did my pouch expand?
Yeah. So, do you know what type of bypass surgery you had?
They reconnected it to my intestine.
Okay. So you had the classic where they essentially cut down the size of the stomach and then, like you said, reroute things around. So they're pretty much bypassing the stomach, which is why they call it a gastric bypass. So one of the problems, if they haven't already told you this, is that the stomach is the largest part of the digestive system. So it's the one that has a majority of the enzymes, the acids, the things that are going to break down essentially solid foods, break down fiber, break down a lot of what you consume. So that's why people in the beginning, um, unless they're given a strict guide as far as what they can eat, what they can't eat, will have problems with throwing up because their body isn't used to now consuming foods that they used to before. So that's why usually things that are softer, liquids, are more tolerable because they have to go through less of a digestive process. That's one thing. The second thing, we just lost her.
Dropped.
Yeah. Yeah. So, did you happen to go through any of this with her, Jovi?
No, she was telling me that she was in pain. And I was like, oh, I have this screw. And I had told her about like the cookbook and how I lost the weight. Um, so
Yeah. Because her anatomy is all redefined,
mhm.
um, usually they do better on liquids, soft foods. Um, if they're going to have, oh, there you are. You're back.
Can you hear us, Lee? Your microphone's not on. Yeah, so she's at the weight that I was at, Dr. Phillip. So, but when she told me that
Okay.
she was,
There you
Sorry
go.
about that, guys.
Yeah,
that's
no
okay.
worries. No worries. So the challenge, Lee, is going to be um, a a typical weight management or weight reduction is going to have to be dramatically modified just because of the type of foods that you can eat and unfortunately some of the foods you can't eat. So, for example, we try to get people to be more keto, and by being more keto, you either do it through animal sources, like chicken or beef, or fish, or vegetable sources, beans and lentils and quinoa, stuff like that. The problem with the animal sources is you don't have all the digestive mechanisms in order to break things down. So pretty much animal products are going to have to be either reduced or they're gonna have to be ground up. And if you go to vegetable sources, that's gonna have to be kind of reduced because your body doesn't have the capability of handling all the fiber that comes with that. So it's gonna be either smaller portions, or you're gonna have to go with some type of a liquid meal replacement type of option. And even if you go with the liquid meal replacement option, you're gonna have to pace yourself on that because most people could down an 8-ounce meal replacement shake without any issue. But since you're bypassing everything, you can't do that because then when you consume large portions quickly, you get something that's called dumping syndrome, which means that you're either going to throw it up or it's going to induce loose stools or diarrhea. So it can be done, but we're just going to have to take baby steps on how to approach it. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes.
Are you after you have bypass, were you taking any type of supplement that was non-liquid?
No, just pills. No liquid.
Oh, really? And you can
Mhm.
tolerate the pills?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Very cool. Some people can't tolerate pills, and usually a capsule is kind of a workaround because the capsule is easily broken down. Some of the ones that we use are vegetable based, so they're going to be broken down a little bit easier for you.
Okay.
And then, of course, liquids. Those are always going to be good for you.
Okay. And do you supply the liquids, or would I have to get a prescription for the liquid pills, or how
So
would that work?
yeah, so we've got everything for you. There is one that's a hard tablet form, but you can dissolve that in water,
Okay.
and then you can just drink it. So
Okay.
that one shouldn't even be an issue. And then plus, if you've taken tablets in the past, then really none of our products should have any problems with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's just going to be a, a a slower walk. That's all. But you should be able to do well.
Dr.
So
Phillip, would you recommend for her to take the Solu-B
Yeah.
since she's like losing the weight and she's there? Should she have it like half of it and then half of it, like you were saying about the protein shake?
Only because in the loading phase,
Mm-hmm.
you may have to take a little bit more. So instead of an individual loading all at once, you may have to load in two separate episodes, if you will. So you may have to take half of it in the morning, half at night. And then when you get to maintenance, then you should be able to take all of that at one time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have another question, Lee? Sorry, I cut you.
That's So what would be considered as maintenance, as meaning weight wise?
So how tall are you?
5'2", 5'4".
Okay. So maintenance for you, depending on your bony structure, could be as high as 140, 160, something like that.
Okay.
But again, this is gradual baby steps. Okay. So
Gotcha.
don't get discouraged. What I usually tell people on a weight reduction journey is if you can reduce about a pound a week, then you're making lifestyle changes. And I know that sounds like it might be incredibly slow, but again, this is a journey. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So it's a long course, and
Okay.
don't get discouraged.
Okay. Because I have got discouraged before.
You have what?
I have got discouraged before.
Okay. Okay. And some of the swelling could be coming from just the increased weight itself, because the increased weight presses on the lymphatics, presses on the vessels, and you don't get good return back to the heart. So if you can't use some type of a compression stocking, then even just an elastic wrap will help to make the foot and the ankle and the calf area feel better. And that's pretty easy for anyone to apply.
Okay.
What's your form of activity? What do you like to do?
Well, most of the times I walk because I'm standing because I do security, but most of the time I do some walking, but I haven't done enough walking.
Okay. So for most people that are trying to reduce weight, the less pressure we can put on the joints in the beginning while they're reducing weight, the better off you are. So that means if you have access to maybe like a recumbent bike or a stationary bike, some type of an exercise bike, that might be a little bit more tolerable for you. The best thing, and this isn't really easy for most people to get a hold of or get access to, I should say, is a pool and just walking in a pool.
Okay.
Because when your body is buoyed up and you can do all the walking you want, it helps out with saving the joints, but you're mimicking, you're kind of simulating that same type of activity. So if you have access to a pool, that would be great.
So Dr. Phillip, her
Maybe
doctor
the way.
recommended to do 40 minutes of a workout. So I know they're at work. I told her to at least try doing 5 to 10 minutes. We do have that rowing machine.
Perfect.
So if I told her to do like 1 minute slow and then another minute real quick, another minute slow, so at least she can have that pump to her heart. But to start off slow, at least 5 minutes for at least 2 weeks, that's what I was suggesting for her.
Yeah.
I know because 40 minutes she would get discouraged, especially with the how do you call it? With so much activity for her. I don't know if that's what do you think, Dr. Phillip?
No, that's a perfect idea. You want to slowly, gradually work up. So maybe start with 5 minutes a day for a week, increase it by 10%. So that means the first week it's 5 minutes, the second week maybe it's 6 minutes, the third week it's probably 7 minutes, the next week maybe it's 8 or 9 minutes. I would reduce the burst interval from a minute to maybe at most 30 seconds. It could be as low as 10 to 15 seconds.
Okay.
So 1 minute, easy pace, maybe 10 to 15 seconds, a little bit of a faster pace, and cycle that way. And then gradually you'll be able to increase everything.
Okay.
Yeah, you want everything to be slow, gradual increase. So A, like Joby said, you don't get discouraged. And B, you don't hurt yourself, because the worst thing to do is hurt yourself, and then now you're back to the ground zero again.
Yeah. Because usually when I'm walking at work, my balance be off that I feel like I'm gonna fall, and I try to go down. I don't come through the lobby. I try to mostly go through the tunnel where it's not that slick as on the floors.
Yeah, so that's the nice thing about doing something like the rowing machine, because you're going to be working on your lower body strength, so that'll help out with balance. There's some really easy balance type exercises you can do where you're literally standing in front of a chair, and you can hold on to the chair with one arm and you just lift one leg up off the ground, and then you use that one arm for stability, and you hold yourself balanced that way for 10, 15. If you can eventually get up to 60 seconds, that's great. And then eventually you'll be able to do that without holding onto the chair for 1 minute on each leg. That's a good way to just help out with balance.
Okay.
Hi, I just want to say one thing. Hi, I'm Karen.
Hi.
Hi, I'm actually a certified yoga instructor. And one thing I want to tell you too, like Dr. Phillip said, he's right with the chair. I help people with balancing, but you can even hang on to your kitchen counter, like by the sink, hold on to the sink and, like lift one foot up and then the other, maybe take it over to the side. If you do use the chair, you want the back of the chair toward you and you're pushing it up against a wall. Make sure it's on a rug or something that's non-slipping so that you have the stability to do that. And it seems simple, but you're going to sweat while you're doing it because we're actually activating the heart and you're getting, your blood pumping. And I just wanted to say one thing. When you said you get discouraged, we all get discouraged because we want things to happen so fast. But like Dr. Phillip said, it's a journey. It's actually a lifestyle. And once you commit to the lifestyle of being healthy, you're already on the right track. So safety first, number one. And number two, balance is something that every human being needs to work on because we become off balance just for like many reasons, but that's a very good tip is just to hold on to your sink, or your counter, or put that chair toward a wall with the back of the chair, towards you for stability. That would be safe.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, great point, Karen. Whatever object you're going to use, as Karen said, make sure that it's stable and it's not going to move no matter what. And then make sure the footing underneath you that you're balancing on, that's stable. So as she said, make sure that what you're standing on isn't going to be slippery. So your foot that's planted, that's not going to move or slip from underneath you.
Okay.
Yeah, good suggestion, Karen. Thank you.
No.
She brought up another good point. So one of the reasons why you're going to work up a sweat is you're working on the core muscles, and the core muscles are the ones that help you with balance. So that means your abdominal muscles, your lower back muscles, your buttock muscles, your thigh muscles, all those are responsible for maintaining your balance, maintaining your core. So it doesn't seem like you're doing a lot, but you're activating a lot of muscles as you're trying to maintain that balanced posture.
Okay.
Yeah, good idea. Thanks, Karen.
No, you're welcome. Whenever it comes to any kind of physical activity, it's like we want things to happen so quickly. And, when you said you get discouraged, that's very honest of you because we all get discouraged. It's like we want results, but it's a lifetime journey. We've all had our own experiences. And for me personally, a lot of it was hormones. I'm literally 53 years old. I guess I'm in menopause. I have no idea. I never did any kind of hormone replacements or anything. So I'm literally sweating it out. I'm working out. I'm watching what I'm eating. And it does get discouraging, but I'm pushing through it because I know the body is meant to heal itself with all the right components of natural food. Supplements are a huge must. And just like I said, the discipline that you're working on. So if you get discouraged, it's okay. Start all over again. Something messes up. Who cares? Start all over again. It's a journey. But just know that you already made that commitment and you're part of this group. So you're on the right track. And that's what's important.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna do great.
I've never really been a sweater. So how do I work on making sure that I actually get to sweat or feel that? I feel warm, but I don't never get to sweat, to see the sweat.
Yeah, so sweating isn't an indication that you're exercising, so don't worry about that.
Okay.
If you get your heart rate up, that's a better indicator that you're exercising.
Okay.
Are you taking any medications?
Only the ones that they gave me for when I went to the doctor yesterday about my back because my arthritis.
Okay. What medications are those?
It is. I had to take it 3 times a day, and she gave me 90 capsules. I don't know if you can see it. I can spell it for you.
Oh, yeah, gabapentin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you can kind of get off that as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Is that the only thing she gave you?
Yeah, that's the only thing she gave me.
Okay, so Jovi's got some suggestions for you that can help out with not only pain, but also help out your immune system, help out inflammation. So it'll be a lot better all around for you. But that's great that you're not on any other medications like for blood pressure or blood sugar or cholesterol. So that's good. That's real
Yep.
good.
Thank you.
Cool. What other questions or concerns?
That's all I had. Mostly I was about the weight that was coming back off because it came off real quick, and then I started noticing it come back after a year, maybe like in October. And I was like, nah, something's not right. So I was wondering maybe if my pouch had came loose or maybe stretched out.
Yeah. So how often did you have follow-up visits?
Um, I have to go meet with the nutritionist on the 16th of
After surgery, how often did you follow up? Like
oh
once a month?
often. Once a month.
Okay. So if that individual isn't following up with you and reviewing and kind of setting little goals and checking in to see how you're feeling, people unfortunately usually fail. So unfortunately, you were kind of set up to fail. So I apologize for the medical community, but we'll help you out here.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
I do have Bill, Dr. Phillip. I know he mentioned that he had some good news. What's the good news, Bill?
My numbers, my sugar numbers are all between 100 and 120 the last 3 weeks.
Very good.
So they keep going down, going down, going down. This past week it was like 111, 110, 113. And I did have one day that I don't even remember what happened. Oh, I had gotten like a cold or something. I was sneezing and everything. And that day, everything went skyrocketed. But I think it was because I wasn't eating properly. So, but other than that, everything has been wonderful.
Good deal. What was your last A1C?
6.8.
Yeah. If your blood sugars are consistently less than 120, that should be dramatically decreased.
Right. I'm thinking that would be in the fives then, right?
Yeah.
High fives.
Yeah.
So then maybe we can get him to drop off some of the meds for me,
Exactly. Exactly.
you know.
Yeah. Congratulations.
So yeah, I'm a very happy camper right now.
Very cool. Very cool. Good deal. How's your weight doing with all that?
It's still in the 205, 206. So, but that's still, I was at 232 when I started this. So,
Very good.
you know, it's 15, 18 pounds, maybe 20, 25 pounds from the
Yeah.
all-time high.
Very good. Very good.
So I'm very appreciative of everything you guys have done for me. And I did get my Xylomist or whatever it's called.
Oh, the Xanthomist. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I got that Thursday.
Yeah, that's when we
Wednesday.
got ours. Yeah, we got ours on
So-
Thursday.
So I'm going to start doing it today. I didn't get a chance to do it.
Good job.
So we'll see
Bill,
what today does. What's that?
I said, and overall, you've actually lost 30 pounds.
Right,
You said
right.
less
So,
than that.
yeah, well, I underestimate rather than overestimate. So
Okay.
my main thing is I want to do because now I'm comfortably in a 36-inch waist, and I was in a tight 38 to 40-inch waist before. So
Good job.
that's, 2 to 4 inches off the waist. And I can go higher.
Good job.
The typical Irishman, your what do they call it? The leg length keeps shrinking as you get older, because as your belly expands, your pants go down lower. You know what I'm talking about, Doctor?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, inseam. I don't know. That's weird. I don't
Yeah,
know.
the inseam mine used to be 32. Now it's like 30, but it's because I dropped my where I wear my pants normally. It was at the hip, right above the hip rather than the waist. Now I can get it back to the hip.
Good job.
So that's thanks to you three and James, of course.
Yeah, we're just a choir. You're the one doing all the work.
Yeah, but you know what? I need the choir to give me a smack in the back of the head every now and then.
Okay, it's all good. All good.
And I am pushing. I got a few people that I work with now that may be joining.
Good
They
job.
keep asking me about it, so I'm gonna set. I'm gonna set the next week or so. I'm gonna try to talk them into hooking up with Jovi.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. You let me know and I can talk to them,
You got it.
set something up with them.
You got it.
So, Bill, is shepherd's pie Irish, Scottish, or English?
It is shepherd's pie is actually Irish,
So,
and I actually make a fabulous shepherd's pie.
very cool. Maybe you can send along the recipe to Jovi, because I tried making one over the weekend that was keto friendly, and instead of using potatoes for the covering, I used cauliflower.
Mm.
Yeah, the mashed cauliflower. I
Yeah.
did that the last time,
Oh, very
and it
cool.
actually turned out. But I will tell you, you gotta. One thing I learned, you gotta get some of that. What's it called? To get rid of the water.
Oh, the cheesecloth.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
Because
didn't think about
it does. The cauliflower does. As you cook it, it does maintain some water.
yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
So I tried to use just the well, I guess it's called the florets, kind of like the flowering portion and not the stalk.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Maybe that's why I didn't have that much water content, because I just
Then
used the.
that might be, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? I will send it because I did make it, and I didn't tell my daughter that it was cauliflower, and they actually like cauliflower. So, but they enjoyed it. Like they love my shepherd's pie.
Very cool.
But I make it with beef. I don't make it, like the Irish do a combination of lamb and beef. The English do another version, and Scottish does another version. But you know, my daughters don't like lamb. I'm not a fan of lamb.
Mhm.
So the only lamb I eat is gyro meat, which is beef and lamb.
Sure,
Mhm.
sure. Yeah,
So,
I found a good sale on ground lamb at the grocery outlet. So I
uh-huh.
use that because typically, historically, lamb is a little bit leaner than
Right.
beef. So it's going to have less oil or grease. And it turned out fabulous.
See, I do the 95%. When I make stuff like that, I do 95% on the beef.
Oh, very good.
You know,
Okay.
I get you know, like ribeye or one of them, and I have them cut all the fat off and then grind it so that it's as close to no fat whatsoever.
Sure.
And then I season it with a little beef stock just so that it stays moist.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Good job.
Yeah, I'll send the recipe though. You know, like
Okay.
I say, it actually was my grandmother's, then my mother's, and now I have it.
Oh, awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, even
So,
better.
Yes.
yeah.
Better. Very cool. Okay.
And Joby, you could put it in the book, or you could pass it along to anybody that you want to pass it along to.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe,
Well, we're working on the second one, so.
yeah,
That's
volume
what I'm
2.
saying. Keep it for the book, but also if you want to give it to somebody in advance of it, you can.
Oh, thank you,
Can't really see it.
Dr. Phil. Here,
Yeah, my green screen, can't really see it.
I got
because
mine
of the
as
green
well.
screen.
Mine's on the way. I get it, I think on Tuesday.
Good job.
Yeah, I got mine. I actually joined Prime, Amazon Prime, so that I got it. I ordered it on Friday and got it on Monday.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That was quick.
Yeah.
I don't know if did you notice in the book it says Amazon Las Vegas. So they have a huge distribution center. So I'm kind of guessing that maybe that's where they also print them too.
Oh, it might
I
be.
think it's in
Yeah.
every state, Dr. Phillip, because mine has Illinois back here.
Seriously. Wow.
I thought mine did as well.
But I guess
Okay.
like wherever you're at, that's where they're gonna print it out.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
What an operation. Okay.
It's
Cool.
interesting. Because I
Yeah.
was looking at that too last night. I was like, huh, it's in Illinois. I'm like, okay. Then now you said that, I was like, huh, I think it's in every state
Yeah.
that they
Makes
have.
sense.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see what happens with Karen's.
Right? Yeah, you're gonna have to tell us
Actually,
here.
mine might be in the mailbox. I just don't check the mailbox. I just thought of that. I'm like, mine's probably in my mailbox. I just don't want my bills. I try to pick them up only one day, once a week. I
Understandable.
swear to God. I know. I'm like, I just thought of that. I'm like, Karen, it's probably in your mailbox. I'm like, I don't want my electric bill, but yeah, I'll check on my way out later. So
Okay.
Cool. Very cool.
yeah, yeah, that'd be good. Well, I actually have a question. My right knee is hurting me very bad.
Mhm.
I've been running again lately, and I feel like I can barely walk, which is unusual for me. I feel like my knee feels like my knee and my shoulder, which I know the body, I think is somehow not, whatever. Like this is killing me and my knee is hurting me. So I don't know what to do about that with the inflammation. What should I take?
So,
It's like pulsing. My right knee is pulsing. It's killing me.
yeah.
A lot of
So
pain.
the cream and the oil are going to help, but without correcting the underlying mechanical issue, you could be just kind of covering up. Do you notice that you're limping at all, or one leg is longer than the other, or something like that?
No, I got out of bed this morning and literally kind of like got out of bed. And I was like, and I've been on my feet quite a bit today and I've been walking and I'm favoring it. Like I'm walking and I'm like, yeah, it really hurts really bad. I'm gonna have a knee brace. I'm gonna throw that on there. I'll probably ice it and heat it up too, but I need to start taking better care of that because I got back into my interval running, like running a little bit and then walking, running, walking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just like,
Yeah. So if you know a kind of holistic type of therapist that can take a look at your body alignment to make sure that your pelvis is stable and your hips are level, because that's one thing that can affect both the knee and your shoulder, upper back at the same time. So, and
okay,
especially when you
my
say that,
L4, my L5. Yeah, my L4 and L5 are messed up. So that makes sense. I need to get to a chiropractor then.
yeah, someone to kind of balance you out. Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Good advice. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. So the cream and the oil will help out in the interim, with just kind of knocking down the pain and the inflammation. And then once you see the chiropractor, therapist, someone like that, then they can kind of put you back into alignment.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ready, Teresa, do you guys have any questions for Dr. Phillip? Or any good news?
On the knee topic,
Mhm.
hello everybody.
Hello.
I've been missing for a little while. Uh, I'm gonna go take a tennis lesson right now, so I'm gonna make this kind of quick. Um, on the knee situation, I noticed something, and then Dr. Phil, if you could tell me if there's any merit to what I'm saying. My right knee would always pop and crack and kind of unstable. Still has some instability because of my ankle. I kind of was born with the ankle that just kind of rolls. But I noticed that because I drive a lot every day, I drive about anywhere from 70 to 100 miles per day, every day. And it's around town because I do a lot of property inspection. So I noticed that my right leg, I bend it up and it was just right by the air vent on my AC. So things have gotten hotter and stuff. And down here, we're still using AC, unlike you guys up in Chicago. So what I did was take the vent off my knee. It was blowing directly onto my knee. And when I took it off and diverted it to another spot, I don't get the cracking and popping as much anymore. Is there any validity to that? Is that placebo? Just something I discovered recently. And
Yeah, so all the joints have joint fluid called synovial fluid that surrounds and bathes the joint. And that fluid tends to get stickier or thicker in colder environments. So imagine the oil in your car, it runs a lot smoother, it's more fluid, it's more liquidy, if you will, in Texas as opposed to Chicago right now,
okay,
where things are a little bit more sludge-like, or it's not as thin. So it doesn't do a real good job lubricating. And that's the big thing. The synovial fluid, the joint fluid, is supposed to lubricate the joint. It's supposed to cover it, bathe it. So yeah, if it's in a colder environment, especially the knee and the kneecap, which is really superficial. So yeah, if you blow cold air on it, it's not gonna like it. It's gonna get thicker, if you will.
okay. So since I've noticed that, I've been more mindful of vents in my home, where I sit, where I lay down, the fan blowing on me, things like that. to see, just kind of experiment and see if there's a improvement in my regular aches and pains, you know. Um, but that's kind of where I'm at right now with that. It's just a little bit of discovery with and then just being more conscious and aware of how I place myself in front of anything that's going to change temperature, right?
Yeah.
Um,
So what can help out is a neoprene or some type of elastic sleeve or something like that that you can slip up over your knee, as long as it has a cutout or a hole for the kneecap. So this way you're not putting undue pressure on the kneecap, and the kneecap can kind of pop out through that hole. That'll help to keep the majority of the joint warm and make sure that the joint fluid stays relatively warmer, because it's going to trap the body heat.
okay, very good. Probably not today, but the next meeting, I kind of want to have you give me some information regarding Lyme disease, the effects,
Wow.
and uh, my cousin, who is a doctor, she was having all kinds of symptoms of pain and dizziness, and you know, she went through a slew of different things. And she said that she was uh, getting checked because she is a doctor, and she was asking all these specialists to run tests on her and do everything. And they couldn't figure out what was wrong with her. And then she said that finally one doctor did a particular test, and it turned out that she has chronic Lyme disease.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they couldn't diagnose her before that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I started just kind of looking into it. I've heard of it before, but I don't know too much about it. But when I don't have a tennis lesson, I do want to kind of go over that with you
Mm-hmm.
in the near future, just to kind of get a little bit more educated on that type of stuff. Because I do live in Texas. There are ticks everywhere. You know, I'm an outdoorsy kind of dude. So just just to look out for the symptoms and signs, and you know, or maybe not just for me, but for other people as well.
When was the last time you picked a tick off of your body?
I did pick a tick off of myself, maybe a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago.
Okay.
And because I've get like, you know, and I don't know, I'd have to like, I didn't really do a good chronology of stuff for myself. Uh, you know, I get all these muscle spasms and stuff and different things, but I just got curious. So she encouraged me to, you know, she said, just check yourself and make sure, because she says it seems to be more, she's in Mexico. She's a physician over there, but she
Mm-hmm.
says it's very prevalent in the US. And she goes, I travel to the US on many occasions.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just something that maybe you should just consider, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying I have it or anything like that, but just
Okay.
just my mind's running in that direction, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't
So,
want to self you know, do any self analysis, because here real soon my plan is to do a complete workup just to see how the engine is running, you
mhm.
know, everything. I've had it done before, but it's been years, so I think I'm overdue,
Okay.
especially now because I'm older, and you know, I want to I want to preserve whatever I got left here. So, but anyway, just to kind of tell you where my mind is at, what I'm thinking about.
Yeah. Yeah. And that would certainly explain a lot of your kind of general, they don't seem like they tie together symptoms.
Yes, yes. So
Okay.
it's of concern, but if it ends up being something like that, well, at least I know what direction to take, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And it's curable.
good. That's good to know. That's good to know.
Yep.
But I'm at the tennis court now. I don't
No.
play very well. I don't know how to play.
So you do realize that cutting sports are the worst thing for your knees.
True. But you know what? I've been feeling pretty good. We have a coach.
I'll pray for
Thank
you.
you, coach. Sorry we're late. I have a coach. So
Okay.
I intend to disappoint him today.
Okay. Be safe out there.
Yes. I've had a few and you know what? Feels pretty good. No problems. Believe it or not.
Okay.
All things considered. So
Okay.
but anyway, thank you guys.
Welcome.
Thank you,
Thank
doctor.
Welcome.
I'm gonna start following directions over here. So I'll see you guys. I'll jump on the next week.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
y'all. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
You too.
I'm gonna hop off too because I have to clean up a mess that I came home with my dog, and I'm going out dancing with my bad knee.
Make sure you wear no heels.
I know, right?
No, I'm wearing gym shoes. You guys would be proud of me. I'm wearing these cute gym shoes that have stars on them, so I'm wearing gym shoes.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well,
All right, I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for everything.
okay. Okay.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Karen.
Thank you.
Thanks, Karen.
Love you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, well, I might as well jump off too then,
Okay.
saying I'm
So,
finally home
Okay.
and I need to go get something to eat before my 8 o'clock.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right,
So
talk
we'll
to you then.
go next Friday.
Okay,
Next meeting.
Okay.
Yep. All right,
Thank you.
bye-bye.
Bye. Lee, just stay on and I'll talk to you right now a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to be around tomorrow, Jovi, if you need some help with anything. Okay.
Okay. I'm working till 1 o'clock. I'm working at the bank tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'll see. I know I have a couple other people that are interested. So I'll see. I'll check around because I know Bill said that he had a couple people. So
Okay.
I'll ask him if maybe tomorrow we can do something. Okay.
My only commitment is a phone call from 2:30 to 3:30 your time.
2:30 to 3:30. Okay.
Your time.
My time. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good. Okay.
Okay. See you.
Thank
Nice
you.
meeting you, Lee.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Okay, let me stop the recording.